Probably going to hear some fireworks bashing outside, so I'm just going to get this up just in case I lose connection. Okay. Hey! Hi Yara, Happy New Year! Hello, hello! Okay, everyone's just here. Hi Sanya. Renita. Pieces, you're right. Hello, darling. Red Thread. Matty. Hi, guys. Hi, Sylvie. Oh, it's your first live. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Is this streaming in time? How are you all doing? Oh, thank you, Renita. You're so sweet. Happy New Year, everybody. Has everybody got plans? No, because you're here with me. These are the plans, right? So did everyone get themselves a hot drink? That's what I want to know. Hello, April Secrets. Hi, Chiara. Jenny. Oh my goodness. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. What's everyone got planned? Michelle, your first live. Look at all you live virgins out there. Welcome. Oh, Alexander, thank you, darling. It's so nice to meet you all. You always miss the live, honey. Well, you got it. And we've got a live Q&A. Joseph and I are doing our live Q&A on Discord later tonight, those of you who are on there. So we'll still be having our live Discord. We did it on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. We never stop. Laura, you're live as well. Your first live as well. And you too, Christopher. Well, welcome. It's so nice to see you all. Rahuma, thank you. The necklace it's from Iran. My grandfather brought it from Iran. Wow, Happy New Year, everybody. Trying to sleep through tonight. Oh, darling, I will not comply. I know, I hear about you. I know your story. I see you in the comments, darling. I hope you're doing okay. We're here for you. Hi from Switzerland. Hello. Wie geht's? I think this important question. I live with my SP, but lately there's a third party that is causing me problems, and sometimes not looking at reality is difficult. Oh, Danielle, who says you don't have to look at reality? You look at it, but you just look at it differently. That's what we're doing as well. We're not taking our current circumstances ever to be the final answer. So use this time and how you're feeling in relation to the third party to just be like, okay, where do I see myself in relation to my SP? I'm not feeling chosen. I'm not feeling good enough. I'm seeing the third party as competition. So this is just directing you as to what you might need to work on, okay? You're probably going to hear a lot of banging outside. Can you guys hear that? It's all kicking off now, isn't it? Joey's running away. He's running away from the fireworks. Hello, Sky Blue. Yay, Mark. Hello, Mark Hickman. I love it. I always see you on my live. Santa has blessed us with a New Year's Eve live stream. Can you guys hear this? Hi, Twinkle. Jessica from Brazil. Hello. Maria. Renita's still on. Well, I think we're all on a manifestation journey, aren't we? Even I myself. I think we never stop. We never stop desiring. We never stop growing. Wow. I wish I could show you guys this. I mean, I've got the shutters down, but I can see it's just the neighbors. It's just literally there. I can just see all the fireworks now. Joseph's gonna open the front door and have a look. Coco Bean, you wanna? Oh, I wish you guys could see this. Coco just grabbed his toy and he just went bounding outside. I don't think he's too afraid of the fireworks,
oh my
thankfully.
God, it's so windy.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a windy sort of storm here in the UK at the moment.
Crap.
Ah, from Holland. Greetings, darling. Hi, Carmen. Brazil. We've got some more Brazilians. We've got some Argentinians. Well, we've got like from all
Oh, no more.
That's
okay, Beanie.
That scared me.
It's okay, Beanie.
That scared me.
Good
Beanie.
boy. Good boy. It's okay.
Beanie.
He shook it off.
Did he? Oh, he's so brave. He's such a brave boy.
Good boy.
Did you guys hear that? Oh, is he? Is he shaking?
He's good now.
He's good. Oh, Bean. Don't worry, Beanie. I was scared by that.
Now he's shaking.
Oh, love. You want to cuddle, Beanie? Huh? He's cuddling up with Joey at the moment. I think that particular firework
Good
was
boy.
quite dramatic.
Good boy. Oh,
Ah.
he's really shivering. Look.
Is he? Oh, baby. Come here, Beanie.
It's okay. We got you. We got you. We got you. I got you. Don't worry.
Does anyone else have dogs? What do you do with your doggies?
Good boy.
Yeah, it was loud.
You want a treat?
Bucharest snow
Want a
was
treat?
loud, I tell you.
You want a treat?
In South Africa, there you guys have got the fireworks too. So
Uh,
it's only 9:37 in South
it's okay,
Africa.
baby.
I thought it would be much
it's okay.
later. But hello in
It's
South
okay.
Africa. Okhandit. How are you?
It's okay.
Nico,
It's
hello, darling.
It's okay.
Oh, I don't know if you can hear Joseph really trying to calm Cocoa Bean down. Ah, Trinidad and Tobago, Chrissy. Wow. Wow. How is it over there? Is it sunny? US.
Whoa.
Well, hey, hello, my Californian sister. How you doing? First time for you, Jelly Jello. Well, welcome. Welcome to the live. It's so nice to have you. Italy. Ciao, bella. Excuse me for my terrible attempts at languages here. I'm from Malaysia and Colorado. Wow. Bulgaria. America. Wow. Thank you so much, Benny C. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I'm so glad that all the work has been helpful for you. And I have 2 pups. We have a cuddle nights and the booms go away. How is he doing?
Still freaking out.
Is he? Beanie.
I'm taking for a walk
Thank-
in the darkness.
Thankfully, it stopped now. Oh, wow, your dad has to put up the music on the radio for your horses. Carrie Ann, my goodness. I wondered actually, like, horses must really get scared because they can get spooked quite easily. Coco's he's a small boy, my little Cocoa Bean, but he's brave. But I don't know, normally he's not really that bothered by fireworks, but that one in particular, that one got me. Ross Salvatore from Ireland, hello. Yay, it's me. Finally get you on a live. Uruguay. Oh, Vladdy from Uruguay. Wow. Happy New Year, everybody. In India as well. Canadians. Ciao, Bella, but I'm in London. Ah, Luisa. Ciao. Hello from Greece. Yassas Diganis. It's so nice to connect with you all from all over the place. Vegas. You mean what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? 4th letter, huh? I'm on to you. We're all from around the world. Oh, thank you so much, Mijam. Hit the like button, everyone. Oh, thank you, Yara. In Jersey visiting family at the moment, but back to, Woking in the UK. Oh, wow, Anna. So I'm towards London. Woking's not too far. I think a couple of hours, is it, if that? But yeah, you have to go to Greece, Florida. I know. Manchester. Oh, so I've got some from the UK here. Liverpool. Hello from Liverpool. What do you think my Liverpudlian accent? That was horrific. Sweden. Some more from Sweden. New York. How's he doing?
He's still shaking, but he's doing much better.
He's much better. Joe's holding him like a baby and just kind of like walking him around. South Carolina here.
What part?
What part of South Carolina, Lulu? Salam from Washington. Salam. Shamochu Pasti. Wow. Just had to get my car towed and fixed in Vegas on a road trip back and forth between San Diego.
Where in San Diego?
Where in San Diego, Joey's
I
asking.
lived everywhere.
He lived all over the place. He's been around this one. He's been around.
He's good now.
He's good? Yeah, he looks much better. Montreal. Belfast. Laura, my football team. Do you know what, Laura? You know what's really weird? As much as we all live around London, everyone's football team here in my friendship group, barring one person that I know of, is Liverpool. They all support Liverpool. So I know more about Liverpool than any other football team. Don't ask why. None of them are even from Liverpool. Southampton, you're not too far at all, Kerry. Greenville, Lulu said.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to think of where Haley lives. I'll remember. I'll figure it out.
He'll remember. Oh, it's
I
only
don't know
half an
that.
hour. Anne.
Right next to
Oh.
Charlotte, though, still.
It's near to Charlotte. From Cape Town. See, I've got my South Africa. I used to have a lot of Safa friends. And I tried to get them to teach me South African. All I got was Ukhandit and being lovingly called Farki. I think it was probably to do with the amount of food that I ate. Farki, I think, is like piggy. Which I do. I eat like a pig. It's terrible, but you know, what you gonna do, huh? Safety, once again, it's raining here on New Year's Eve. The Swedish West Coast sure knows how to time its weather. I tell you, we've got some sort of storm going on here, guys. I tell you, it's like drastic gale force winds. I don't think it's raining. Hello, baby. You better? Huh? He looks happy. He looks happy now.
Yeah.
You are praying for a life. Well, Kelly, your wish is my command. You see, ask and you shall receive, you know? Because I was meant to have a video for tonight. So those of you who have followed me for a while and that, you know, I was trying to stick to a schedule of Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesday videos being to teach you about different elements of the law, and Fridays were dedicated to successors. But as work has been ramping up, and I think this time of year as well, I've had a lot of clients, a lot of stuff going on with the Discord as well. It's been almost impossible to stick to such a rigid schedule. So tonight's video was just like, I'll just do a live. I don't even know if I'll get around to doing one this Friday as well, but I'm still sharing your success stories. So please ensure that you send them to me, email me your success stories. You've heard that people have sent all sorts of success stories, you know. It's not just SP ones. It's been like manifesting a job, or manifesting their lost cat, or manifesting things for their daughter, or I've had all sorts, and I share all of them, you know, even if I don't get to read it out on Friday successes, because I am going to do I'll probably do more like one video a week on my YouTube, and if I can do two, I will. But all of them get shared on my website. Every single one of you has a success story to share, and I'm giving all of you a voice. My website is like half of it is dedicated to your stories, you know? So please share them. You know, I love to hear them. So where am I going? Not Liverpool, Laura said. Laura, who do you support? AMM2. Hi, babe. So manifesting love, and lately people that could have been potential contenders, except for one person. Matter of fact, I keep seeing synchronicities related to that person. You will see that actually, no matter whatever you've impressed in your mind, you are naturally going to see synchronicities. That's just how the mind works. That's your reticular activating system having been activated by the intention that you set. But Fran, I didn't know you were a Scouser. Yeah, Scouse from Liverpool. I don't know how Scousers understand each other. Happy New Year from DC. Faislin, hello, babe. Mark, is Joseph dressing up as James Bond in the next Halloween party? That would be pretty good.
Yes.
What do you reckon?
Yes.
Yes. I said yes. Yes. Can I please have a prayer to put my family together? Oh, Matty, of course. Some of you actually have been telling me about situation, like someone just mentioned that they've got their cat went missing, another one was having health issues, another one of you commented about there was something to do with someone specific, like a family member or something, and I was just like, right, I just did an imaginal act. I commented back. One of them has already come back to me, and she gave me the good news, which was exactly what I had imagined, that she gives me the good news. This one for her kitten coming back, I already did an imaginal act for her, and I said to her it's going to come back, so I'm awaiting that good news. I'm happy to do one for you, Matty, as well. Your family come back together, but I need you also on par with that too. We've actually got in our Discord room, it was Ellie, wasn't it? She she's created a little like group manifestation room. So they've been manifesting together and manifesting as a group. So coming in as a collective consciousness to help each other. And they've had quite a bit of success together. And that's in the Discord group manifestation room. So like I said, you don't have to do it alone. And it puts you in quite a good mindset to do it together. Joseph and I have been imagining quite a few things together as well. Goed, merci. So Omid, you're like Iranian, born in London, so it's great to catch up. What's your Iranian like, Omid? Is mine sort of, it's okay. It's okay. Like I can sort of say the basics conversationally, but Happy New Year from Thailand. Well, we're hearing a lot about Thailand lately. Lots of synchronicities there. Is there a lot of fog where you are? Do you know what, Lulu? I haven't noticed any my way. Is it meant to be around London? Adele, my baby's here. She surrendered. Question: what was it that made you surrender your old SP and open up to a new one? Did he stay conformed to well-being after you stopped manifesting him? She surrendered. Which one? Which one do you mean? Because I know I sound really bad. It's like, oh yeah, which one? Which SP? So my first SP, my very, very first one back in my 20s was what made you surrender your old SP and open up to a new one? So he came back in conformed, and we had our relationship for a few more years. So we were together 9 years all in. Second SP, he still conformed as well to this day, but I just wanted him back as a friend. Third SP, the same. The reason why, so there was a guy I was interested in last year that I was manifesting, and then in the end I just manifested, like, I suppose like we had a little kind of relationship, but I realized that there was more that I wanted, and it was just easier to start with a clean slate. So that's why I was kind of like, right, you know, this is what I want, this is what I need in a relationship. And then, I mean, the bridge was already in motion for Joseph because I set an intention for him five years ago. So it just so happened that Joseph fit my list as well. So it's like it was two manifestations combined into one. Jessica, hi baby. You guys are ever so sweet. Thank you for hitting the like button. I don't even know, where is the like button anyway? I can't see it. Happy New Year from India. It's so good to see you all. You know, it's really good to see you all here, because I was debating, should I do a live? Is there anyone going to be around? And you're half Persian as well. No way. Ace of Disco. Salam shmokhu pasti. How was your Persian? Can you speak it? Discord is a family and so great. Highly recommend joining. Thank you, Adele. Adele's like one of our, she's in the top tier, so she gets to be subjected to 3 live sessions every week. So we have our live Q&A, which is tonight. Then Joseph does his sort of advanced manifestation workshop every Thursday. And then at the moment I'm using Sundays, but I might change that day. But Sunday is my session. And the last session we did was role playing, which Adele did really, really well. She was so shy when I first met her, when I first started working with her. She's like a completely different person now. Like Adele, unrecognizable. There's a few people like that actually, and it's just the most beautiful thing. I can't tell you guys how amazing it is to see people grow and flourish. That's why I say to you guys with such conviction and knowing, you're not stuck. I promise you're not stuck. All of you change. All of you have the capacity to achieve success and to grow and to discover. That's why I'm so confident. That's why I'm always like, you're all going to get success. I'm not just saying it. I truly do genuinely believe that, because I've seen it enough times. Yeah, Rabia, yeah, just seeing the short dark hair that Joseph manifested, right? That, like, I used to have my longer extensions and stuff. This is what he did, you see, because it was on his list. Laura, question. Why do anytime I set an intention, my whole world around me shifts? Like things and people leave. Well, that's, you see, every time we set an intention and we change our state of being, your world shifts immediately from the get-go. Some things are going to be quite obvious, but you see, everything is a perception shift. Now, you might notice that maybe some things or some people might filter out. It depends what intentions you set. People come in to play their part and then they go out again when they've played their part. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's all to do with how you're perceiving it. And also, it doesn't mean, Laura, that you have to lose it and that has to be something that happens, like, oh, I have to lose people. Because I know some people believe that, like, oh, I have to lose something in order to gain something because it's making space for it, which is a very nice way to think. But it's not a truth. It's not like a rule that you have to lose something or that people have to leave in order for you to get your manifestation, you know? Any advice, Sanvika? Any advice on how to truly feel like you're the operant power? I feel like I have the knowledge. I'm unable to implement in my life because of extreme resistance. So, Sanvika, it really, the best thing to do is, first of all, to test it with smaller things. Joseph's shared his list method. And there's so many people, even on our group, like I said, in the Discord, you will see there's people that have listed their successes from the list method alone. Now, there's loads of different methods to use, right? And he's got a video breaking down how you use the list method. So a lot of people I have found, they've manifested incredible things through that. And they were saying that it's really built up their faith, because to see it constantly working, I mean, what a great thing, right? If you're seeing it constantly working for you, it's fun, it sort of lifts your spirits and it builds your confidence. And if you've got a lot of resistances, you might want to look at some of those resistances as well, because it's going to direct you as to, okay, what do I need to work on? What resistances do I have? The reason I have a resistance is because of a particular story I'm telling myself in relation to this. So you might need to have a look into that. But resistances can be melted away so fast. I have a small success story. I'm manifesting an SP. I'm moving countries, and I was stressed a bit about money because of no movement. I asked the universe for a sign. My aunt gave me $1,000 for when class starts. Ivy, my gosh, congratulations, babe. Yes. You see, it's always working for you. I did this even today. Do any of you go shopping, like food shopping after Christmas and stuff? I don't know about you, but there was like nothing available. And so I really needed some milk. And there was no milk except for these ones that are like filtered 10,000 times and they just don't taste right. So it's like, no, I want to make a milkshake and I want to, hot chocolates and things like that. So I kind of closed my eyes like a weirdo in the aisle, and I felt the weight of the milk bottle. It's like I grabbed the milk bottle and I put it in my basket so I could feel the weight of it in my basket. I kid you not, I opened my eyes and I looked again at the sort of milk section, and there's all these weird sort of milks and a thick, full fat milk that I didn't want. And then there, it was like a little beacon of light. Oh my God, there it is, Okay, the one thing is that it wasn't what I as big a bottle as I was wanting and planning for, but I felt it and I picked it up and I put it in and I felt the weight of it in my bag, and I was like, oh wow. Yes, it's because I really needed that milk. Happy New Year. I was wondering how to get over the hurt relating to the old stories and old version of SP, even when we remind ourselves of our desires. Revision is very helpful, Pinak, very, very helpful. Revision as well, you don't have to revise things, like say some of you have been through quite a trauma. I know that I personally have. I wasn't going to revise the trauma like it never happened. Certain things like that just cause a cognitive dissonance. My brain is not stupid. I felt traumatized by this event, so it's really happened to me. It's happened and this is how I perceived it. But the revision is like in cognitive behavioral therapy what we call reframing, and you're essentially reshaping the story from another perception, so you can revise that way too, so that it doesn't weigh heavy on your mind. So say, for example, if there was an argument and they said they didn't want to be with you anymore, perhaps you can revise that conversation to be a bit more diplomatic, a bit less heated, them saying, they're not ready to be with you right now. You see, it's like a slight reframe of what actually happened that paints a different story. Right, okay, it's not right now. We've had a discussion about it. They're going to heal or do whatever it is that they need to do for us to come back together stronger, you know, and it's shaping you now. Does that make sense? I thought of you. I unlocked my phone, which was on YouTube, and here you are live. See, Eleonora, there you go. Instant manifestation. Laura, can you talk about how you know what you want? I keep changing my mind. That's interesting. So clarity is truly important. Sometimes I might not know. So there have been times where I've manifested things that I didn't really know exactly what I wanted. So for example, job-wise, I didn't know what kind of job I wanted, but I knew that I wasn't happy in my current job. I knew that I wanted a job that would, you know, pay me a good amount of money for less work, and that I could work from home, and that I could maybe travel a bit for work, and I could be my own boss, and so I had like a checklist. So it doesn't matter if you're not entirely certain what it is that you want, you certainly do have an idea, a checklist in your mind of maybe the type of job that you want, for example. Or if it's a sort of general feeling you're looking for, like I'm just looking for peace and happiness, well, you can even manifest that too. You know, it's not that you need anything from the outside to give you that peace and happiness. You can just manifest that I feel more at peace, I feel more happy, I just feel confident. And you can manifest that for yourself, you know, without needing oh, I only feel that when my SP comes back, or when I get the money. Or does that make sense? Magdalena, Happy New Year from Krakow. 2 years ago, I had a dream with Joseph. I was driving a car with Joseph in my SP. Wow, to Poland. It was crazy. My goodness, Magdalena. I have to tell Joseph about that, because he's always asking about if people have dreams about him and to share their dreams as well. It's me. I'm doing the Phoenix method tonight. Yes, it's me doing it. You know, there was a couple of people, there's a couple of people on the Discord said they did it. One girl in particular. And she actually took a picture, and as she was there holding her note, she was outside. Actually, it looks beautiful. I don't know where she was, because you could see the snow in the background. She was there burning the paper. And she said she felt so free as well. It really changed her perception on her old self, her old story and past. And I think it had freed her up from a lot of things that she was carrying. It's really simple and it's really effective. That was my last video. For those of you who haven't watched it yet, check out that Phoenix method. I had, like I said, that was one of the things I used with a client of mine too, who had a lot of resistances based on such horrific childhood of numerous abusive situations, and it really, really helped. Of course, we used other elements too, because her case was so severe as well, but she found it very, very freeing. Ah, thank you, Victoria, Dr. Victoria. Wishing you a happy new year as well. Just told my 13-year-old son about the law. Oh my God, Alex, that's so beautiful. Yes, share it, share it. Happy New Year. Oh, Sunshine, thank you so much, Sunshine, for the donation. Can you help winning a child custody with a narc? Yes, of course, Sunshine. So I don't know what your situation is, but okay, we'll do it together, because what I'm seeing, and Sunshine, you know what's interesting? You're like a synchronicity for me right now, because I am also manifesting something with regards to the law. So by that I mean like legal systems, seeing justice for myself and for others. And today, funnily enough, my friend was saying that the convicted abuser, he's been sentenced and he got 16 years. Now there was a time that case wouldn't even have made it to court, let alone to get a successful conviction for it. So I'm starting to see more and more of this justice. People are getting justice. You want to win the child custody, you've got justice, right? It's okay. And interestingly enough, my situation as well is dealing with someone with narcissistic personality disorder as well. So again, like, we're on the same page. So let's see that justice for ourselves, okay? What does that look like? I want to hear your justice story. I want to hear that you've got that good news. And I want you to imagine that as well with me, and to hear that you're giving me the good news, right? Because that's gonna suggest, that's gonna imply that you got your outcome that you wanted. So what would that feel like? Imagine the excitement of you telling me the good news. that you won this custody, child custody battle. How does that feel? You know, explore it and take some time maybe to script it out as well, hon. You know, Jessica Seymour, thank you, darling. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. I love you. I'm going to be a major success story. I know you are, Chris. See, we've got another Discordian. We've got all my Discord peeps are on here as well. It's great to see you guys. I used to, what's that? Gentle, easy imagination and sats is really good. Really, really good. Helen, congrats. Congrats, guys. You guys are so amazing. I think I'm really far behind, aren't I? Let me scroll down. But Happy New Year to all of you, whatever you're doing tonight. It's like I say, has anyone actually got any plans? Are any of you planning to go out and partay? And did you get your hot drink? I'm just drinking coffee. I didn't even put any Baileys or anything in it. Someone said they thought because of my accent I was saying bay leaves. I'm putting bay leaves in my coffee. It's like, I'm not really sure if that would work. Bay leaves and coffee? Oh, Renata, our relationship split apart because of my parents' unwillingness. We're forced to go live our separate lives. I want my family to accept us and for him to come back. So Renita, just think about what that would feel like. Okay, go to your end. Always go to your end. There's something else as well with someone in Discord, right? She wasn't getting much success. She had been misguided by a lot of channels she was watching that I think guided her towards manifesting the middle. So it had become a bit of a bad habit for her. So she said, she said she discovered mine and Joseph's works, and she actually was taking notes, which is what I always encourage in my videos, isn't it? I always invite you guys to take notes so that it seeps into your unconscious mind. And so she had been doing that, and she started to put it to practice, put it to the test. Anyway, SP is in her life, and she said they spent a magical Christmas and stuff together. Now, something has occurred, and she was just sharing this. I think it was just yesterday in the Discord she was sharing it, and I was talking to her about it because I was like, don't lose sight of the fact that everything is working out for you, but it's just not happening in the way that you expect. Don't look at the stuff that he said now, because now apparently he's pulled away a little bit, right? So he's kind of pulling away, and she's thought of it like, oh no, you know, I wanted us to spend New Year's, and now that's not going to happen, and she started to focus and to imagine spending New Year's together. And I was like, no, we're going back into an old habit now. And a lot of people do this, right? They panic and they're like, maybe I should imagine that we spend New Year's together. I was like, that's not what you want. You want the loving, committed relationship. You don't want to just spend New Year's together, because you could spend New Year's together and then that's it. You know, so for you, and it's like, you're not sort of focusing on, oh, okay, you know, let me manifest and imagine like my parents accept him, because that doesn't imply that you and him are then in a loving, committed relationship. This is like middle stuff. This is why I always say, no matter what you want, ask yourself what you want and what does it look and feel like to have that. Go to your end. Don't worry about these little pieces in the middle and stuff like that, because your bridges are not going to make sense. And you say your parents got in the way and that, but you could see this as a bridge to you guys coming together as a closer family unit. You know, my mom didn't approve of my first SP. Are you kidding me? He had so many issues about him, and she's a staunch, you know, Persian woman. There is no way. She did not accept it. But when I was manifesting him back in the ideal relationship, my focus and attention wasn't on her and her approval. It was just on our outcome, our relationship, knowing that my friends and my family would see us happy together, and eventually in their own way and time they will have to accept it. And even if they don't, it didn't matter to me. It just wasn't where my focus was. Miss Charlotte, is it bad that I keep texting my SP every so often, especially on holidays or his birthday, with no response? So Miss Charlotte, you have to ask yourself, why are you doing that? What's making you text them all the time? It's not about your actions, okay? I've always said this. It doesn't matter what actions you're taking. What matters is the mindset. For example, if I'm desperate about losing weight and I'm associating myself with being a fat person, which is what, you know, and I shared my success story of how I went from, what was I, like 3.5, 4 stone heavier than I am now, which is a lot for someone as small as me, to shedding all that weight. But I tried for years. I tried. That weight was not coming off because the mindset was still that of a fat person. That's what I associated myself with. But then when I gave up trying to lose weight and I just lived and I associated with being slim and the kind of clothes I was going to wear and how I was going to look, everything just happened effortlessly, right? So it's not about the actions, because I don't exercise, don't do anything. In fact, I eat quite badly now than I ever did, right? It's the mindset behind the actions. So if you're messaging him, that's fine. But if you're doing it to get a response, to get external validations because you feel insecure in relation to your SP, that's a problem. And that's what I mean about what's the mindset. If I'm trying to work out, but I'm still feeling fat and I'm feeling like I have to go to the gym to lose this weight, I'm going to be met with more resistance than if I just feel myself as healthy now. And whatever path I take, whether it's going to the gym or sitting down all day, it will find a way to shed. Did someone send me a Michael? Thank you so much, darling, for the donation. Just a goodie from my side. I couldn't afford one-to-one, but you helped me so much. The only weird thing is, as soon as I felt the Sabbath, I got blocked. Oh, Michael! So don't panic, because that's the thing. That's another thing that happened with the with a client on my group coaching, Michael. You know, it's so interesting. So we did this hypnosis in my group session, and the hypnosis was, first of all, I did a hypnosis with everyone to remove blockers. And then I did another one with SP and feeling loved and stuff. And she got so much traction with her SP. So much was happening. She was so excited. And then I don't know what happened. She messaged something and then she ended up getting blocked. It's like what you're saying. You got blocked, right? As soon as you felt the Sabbath. Now, so I said to her, is what I'm going to say to you, which is what I've said before. Don't judge by appearances. Things happen in the 3D that are, it's just not that obvious. It's not that obvious, Michael. And this is where people mess up because more fire. Beanie, it's okay, baby. And this is where people mess up and get derailed, right? Because we've got an expectation in mind. I feel good. I feel like I'm in the Sabbath. Everything's working for me. And then bam, something happens. You're like, I got blocked. I got blocked. I just lost my job. And people are like, what the hell is going on? But God's ways are greater than ours. God's ways are past finding out. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I can tell you from my personal experience, don't even try and figure it out. Don't even try and figure it out. It's like when my first SP came back into my life, right? I thought, yay, it's all working. And then the next day he went back to the third party, and he went back to blocking me and ghosting me again. And I was like, what happened here? But I realized that my set intention was that we get back together, and there is no concern or worry about the third party. So it's like he had to go back. It was like closing off of old story. They had to have a massive argument. He had to be kicked out on the streets. There was numerous things that needed to happen that led towards his healing. Because like I say, he was addicted to drugs and stuff. So that led towards his healing. And then also it led towards us getting together. So him being healed, and our journey just coming together at the right time. And this time with a much more solid, like more solidarity, if that makes sense, because there wasn't any like shaky ground and stuff when we finally got back together properly. But I wasn't expecting that particular bridge, and I don't expect any of my bridges. The way that they unfold make no sense. It's like I was manifesting to have a bigger chest, and it was like some sort of hormonal fluctuation. It's all I can think of that just blew them up one day. But it's like these fireworks, man. I can share with you so many funny stories. I mean, there was even one of a girl on our Discord. She was telling me yesterday about she was manifesting a bigger butt, and she ended up going through some sort of injury. which meant that she had to kind of walk a certain way, I think it was, which was really working out her glutes. She said, oh, I don't understand why it's happened like that, but okay. You know, again, your bridge incorporates all of your beliefs and assumptions as well, but we don't control that bridge at all. It's a very intricate tapestry of events that occur. So, Michael, what I'm trying to say in a long-winded way is do not worry. Continue to feel the Sabbath. A lot of this might be old beliefs still playing out, and manifestation is instant. So for her to suddenly block you now kind of means that, okay, you know what, you're still in this person's mind. You're still playing quite a big part in their mind as well. They're probably quite hurt. They're still triggered by you. That says a lot about the impact and the impression that you've made on this person, right? So how do you choose to see it? So it's all about perception. I had someone else here. Victoria, thank you so much for the donation, babe. Wow. You guys are so sweet and generous. Dr. Victoria, I don't know if did you have a question, sweetheart? Do let me know. They're ever so sweet. Thank you guys for these donations. Wow. Hey, Athena, Vanny here from Discord with the 9th time broken heart. Oh, Vanny, I know I messaged you. When was it, the other day, Vanny, on our chat? I wanted to ask if this breakup again maybe could be part of the bridge. Yeah, because you know I was talking to you about it, Vanny, on our Discord, and I was saying to you about how it could be, yes. I mean, everything is part of a bridge. Everything is a manifestation of you, of your beliefs and assumptions, and everything is part of a bridge that is leading you to your destination as well, leading you to become the best part of yourself, leading you to the outcome. So as long as you have stepped into the state of your wish having been fulfilled, i.e., I am this person now, I choose to have this assumption, this belief that we're going to be together and that I feel that connection and that stability and all the rest of it, I've gifted myself that experience, then everything else is going to start to work towards bringing that around. But remember, like I said to Michael just now as well, your bridge of events is going to be very, very difficult to try and fathom. I've had enough clients that I've sat there talking to. Literally, they'll come to me with their story, which is usually quite, of course, it's going to be quite a negative story. You know, this was happening for 4 years. I know one of them was saying, she was like, 4 years she's been on this journey with her SP and nothing was occurring. She felt like she was continuously not chosen and he was not interested. And of course now, third party comes in and apparently he's moving to a state much further away. But as I broke her story down, I kind of said to her, you've missed so much here because you were chosen for the last 4 years. You don't realize it, but he's the one who was messaging you and he was the one who's, and I started to change the mirror of life. So literally, by the time I was done with her, she sat there for the last 20 minutes of our session, honestly, mouth wide open and in shock. She was like, I'm speechless. She was like, I'm speechless. She didn't realize her worth, her value, how much she was chosen, because she was occupying a state of not being chosen, of feeling rejected, of stuff that she dragged with her from childhood that made her believe she was less than. She did not see her value and she didn't feel safe in relationships. So it didn't matter what the SP did. Whatever he did, it could not be right. It could not be enough because she was not occupying the right state to appreciate and to accept that. How many of you guys have been in that situation where you've kind of changed your perception on something? You've been like, actually, oh yeah, oh yeah, actually, I was chosen. Oh yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was. Oh my God. Or maybe a friend of yours came up to you and said, yeah, but you know what? Here's another way you can look at it. And suddenly you're like, yeah, actually, that's a much better way to, yeah, that actually makes more sense. Like, how many of you have been through that? So, Vanny, what I'm saying to you, darling, is that there's always a way to look about this. You want to take this time now to look at what's happened, okay, to start to break it down, to be like, what fears and beliefs did I had that have led to this outcome? How am I currently looking at my circumstance? Am I seeing it that this is a bridge towards something better, which it absolutely is and can be, but it's more dependent on your perception, what your beliefs are, because if you see it as this is the end and I'm a failure and everything's lost, then you're from that place, you're not going to get anywhere. It will just be a bridge leading, it will be a bridge, yes it will, but it'll be a bridge leading you to a very different outcome. Does this make sense? I hope that helps. Oh, I don't know how to, where am I at? You're welcome, Mike. I'm glad that that was helpful. I laughed and I was like, God damn, she really loves me to block me. It happened after I texted her Merry Christmas. Oh, wow. I even deleted our chat just to stay in the Sabbath. Michael, there you go. You see, it's like, happy Christmas. And then bam, you see, that kind of triggered her. There's still a very, what's the word? There's still a big trigger for her there. There's still a lot of hurts there. And to be honest with you, how many of you on this chat are currently manifesting, I don't know, a relationship or some sort of connection with any person for that matter? It could be anyone. In my 3 major SP manifestations, because like I said, I've done numerous specific people manifestations for one reason or another. It might have been like a better situation with my boss. It might have been a reconnection of a friendship, or I've done it with like family members as well, who I found quite critical, who was like, oh, you know, I want a better relationship. I want them to be less critical of me. And then I've got like my 3 main people that I wanted back, SPs that I had dated, not necessarily wanted back for a relationship, but I've wanted back in my life. The first one I had a relationship with, but the other 2 was more come back into my life and be part of it and reconnect. So in those 3 circumstances, I was blocked every time. Blocked or ghosted. And I kid you not, I now see blocking as a blessing. So I think it was my perception and assumption now that blocking is a blessing, because it gives me the time to focus on myself and what I want. But also my interpretation of being blocked is that I obviously made such an impact on that person that they're really hurting, and it's really upsetting them to see me even move on and stuff. I kid you not. 2 of them, when they came back, like I said, they're all still in my life to this day. So that my very first SP and the second one, when they came back, they said, I had blocked you because it was just too difficult to see you. Like, we didn't want to see you move on. I didn't want to know what you were up to. You know, even though the first one had a third party, that was his excuse and reason for blocking me. Then the third one said to me that he had blocked me because he was falling in love with me and he got scared or something. So he was just like, I had to kind of cut communication. He either blocked me or he just went ghost or whatever. But, you know, it's all the same, like just cut communication and stuff. So it can be a blessing. It's all about perception, guys. Thank you so much, Annie, for the donation, darling. If you're with a very popular, famous man and he can have any woman he wants and he travels, how do you get him to stay sexually faithful and loyal? Oh, what a great question. Wow, now I'm curious. Who is your popular, famous man, Annie? No need to share that. I mean, I could have said that, like with Joseph, obviously, when I met him, you know, such a big following on his social media and such a fan base. There must have been so many girls out there trying to manifest Joseph. And I never, again, I don't focus on the obstacles. And no matter what you're manifesting, because this isn't just for specific people, right? But no matter what you're manifesting, your focus and attention is not on the obstacles, but it's on trying to understand if you do have obstacles and you're focusing there, like other women, for example, you need to understand, why did my attention go there? So like in your case, hun, he can have anyone that he wants and he travels, right? So that means to say that because he has this celebrity status, you don't associate him with being someone who's a safe space. You've attached a meaning that he's popular and famous and he travels, ergo, chances are he's going to cheat. That's not, X doesn't mean Y, right? That's just one story that you can tell yourself. But you can also see that, you know what, but out of all the women in the world, he chose me. Out of everyone that he could be with, he's chosen to dedicate to me, and he travels as part of his work or whatever it is, right? Other people come and go, but there's no one that's going to compare to me in the bond that we have. What we have is specifically special, and I want you to pay attention to the way that he treats you, the fact that you're together, the fact that you're Do you know what I mean? Focus on why your relationship is so special. He's not going to have that connection with anyone else. Start to elevate your worth and value, because that's the only reason that you're worried about and you're focusing on other people. You're only worried about it because something about you and how you view yourself in relation to him and in relation to relationships. I mean, if you struggle with your self-esteem and worth, think about it. The version of you that knows their worth and value is not really going to be so worried about this. You know what you bring to the table in this relationship. You know the connection that you have. You know it's unique. So start to feel that and remind yourself of that, right? Start to build your confidence. This is very, very common. Thank you for your question and your donation, Annie, because literally it's a very, very common thing. Very, very common. And guys, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about it. If you are worried about third parties and you're finding your attention going in the wrong place, it's okay. Life is just mirroring you the entire time. And what I mean by that is that it's not your fault. You created something bad. It's mirroring you in the sense that everything I see, I perceive a certain way. That's how it's mirroring me. So if I'm seeing it as bad, or I'm seeing it as an obstacle, or I'm seeing it in some way negative, okay, what story have I just told myself with regards to this, and why? This is now telling me what I need to change. It's telling me that there's an assumption and belief that is standing in my way to getting this outcome. Thank you, 3D. And this is why we don't ignore the 3D. All this stuff that you guys are saying, or that you've seen, ignore the 3D. Who's saying to ignore it, to disregard it as final? That's different. You're not ignoring it like I've got the blinkers on, I'm going to live life blind, and I'm just going to pretend, be delusional, pretend that's not happening. No, it's happening. I can accept that's happening, but I also know that this isn't the end. This isn't my final answer, right? It's not your final answer. So I'm so behind. Thank you so much for all your questions, guys. I'm going to scroll all the way down. Oh, thank you, Better Hun. Your vids are incredibly helpful. That's really, really good. Can you help me attract a celebrity? Lara, who are you after? Is it it's not Keanu Reeves, is it? I know a few people who are going after Keanu Reeves. Tommy, is Joseph making a video? Do you know what? It's because of me that he didn't make it tonight, Tony. It's my fault, actually. But when are you going to release your vid, Joey?
We've got someone else. Stuff now. I might do some shorts that are going to be equally epic.
Oh, he's going to do some shorts. Joseph's going to do some really epic things, actually, because he was reading off some of the stuff. He's like a whiz with translating the Bible and what it means in terms of manifesting. There was some stuff, and actually some of the quotes that he was coming out with that was explaining what manifestation is, and through the Bible, reading it as a metaphysical interpretation. I felt really comforted by it, even myself. I was just like, yes, wow. I can't explain it. He explains it better than I do. But if you guys are curious, that's Joseph ALAI's channel.
Do you remember any of this, of what it was?
You're testing my memory now?
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, you just said it to me. What was the one about, literally the one about imagining once, because if he has heard you in all that you have asked of him. See, I can't do it verbatim.
Yeah. Yeah, here, I'll explain real fast. This is my
come here.
My guest appearance.
Oh, I've got someone made a thank you so much for your donation, honey. Arjun, I will get to your question, I promise you. Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy
Arjun.
New Year's, everyone, by the way.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys, from the family.
She's pretty. Anyway.
Do you work on self-concept? Yeah, so go on. I'll have to remember this.
Do you want to answer it? You answer that, and then I'll go back to what I was doing anyway after.
So Arjun, thank you so much for the donation, darling. When manifesting an SP, do you work on self-concept and then manifesting SP, or the other way around, or do you do it side by side? So Arjun, you're thinking of, I have to work on my self-concept, i.e. I have to become a better person, and I have to heal my wounds, and I have to build my confidence up. And this is what everyone is getting wrong here. it's not necessary to heal and to do all this stuff. Yes, it's beneficial, right, to become aware of your insecurities and to help yourself to work through that, because it goes hand in hand. But essentially, it's not a prerequisite for getting your desire. The self-concept shift to manifest any desire is, I am the person that has this desire, who feels fulfilled in X, Y, and Z. So if it's a relationship, you're going to be feeling what it feels like to be chosen, to be unconditionally loved, to have that great communication and that stable dynamic with a partner who understands you, right? This is the sort of like shift this is what you're going to feel and experience. And then, right, that's me. I am the person who has this, or I'm not. It's literally, it's two states you can occupy. I'm the person that has this, or I'm not. That's it. It's only two self-concepts for every desire. When you say,
absolutely.
So you don't have to do all the, improve myself and stuff, but you might find as part of your journey that you do a bit of self-improvement, that you do a bit of investing in self, whatever that might be, because maybe you've also got assumptions and beliefs that in order to be confident, I have to look a certain way or lose weight. Whatever, so maybe you find that you're suddenly more inclined to go to the gym more, or to work out, or to try a new diet. That might be part of your bridge, but essentially you don't have to work on your self-concept. You just have to accept, is it me, am I speaking to be in a loving, committed relationship? Let me just occupy it now, because I dare to, just because I decide, just because I say so. Like I did with you. I didn't even care. It wasn't like, oh, he's in America. He's in the States. I saw your little face. Hi, my name's Joseph ALAI. Welcome to my channel. I'm like, who is this guy on my mobile? Oh, he's a cutie, right? I didn't question, oh, he's younger than me, and he's in America and I'm in the UK, and oh, he's probably got a girlfriend and he doesn't know who I am from Adam, and he's got this big following. He's probably got loads of girls after him. I didn't care. I didn't even look at my current situation, which was I was already in a relationship and living with someone, but I mean, albeit I was manifesting the end of that. I just thought, well, just because it feels nice, I'm just going to dare to imagine right there and then. And then I became the person that has this face. And then this face appeared in my life. And yes, and now little Cocoa Bean is like asleep on me.
You're that bean. So you just said, what'd you say? I didn't know him from Adam, right? So did you know Adam is two symbols in Hebrew, which is Aleph and Dem. One means the eternal spark and the other means blood. Combined together equals a human being, which then turns out to be the name Adam. So Adam is literally the spark of God combined with blood formed into man. That's what Adam is. And if you go back to the beginning in the video that I released recently, and it talks about how God placed a deep sleep upon Adam. Well, actually, it says God formed man from the dust of the earth. Remember, I was telling you about this yesterday.
That was, that's
but formed, this is epic. Formed is the word yetzar, which means formed or imagined. Later on, and all throughout the Old Testament, when God forms man, anytime it refers to the word God created or formed, it always is interchanged with the word imagined. So in other words, later on, when it's talking about man and his mind, it uses that same word, formed or imagined, all interchangeably with mind as well. So in other words, God's act of forming man from the dust of the earth is the act of imagining itself. And out of that is man's form. So the form that God uses, now man is that form and his mind is that form. And equally so, when he thinks, it is that same word for form. So in other words, God's creative power is man. That is what man is. That is what man's mind is. And to further that, the words for God, the symbols are Yud, He, Vav, He, and that means God. But the word for Jesus, which means God in man, which is the same word, and it adds the word man at the end. So in other words,
Jesus means God in man?
yeah, that's what it means. So it's Yud Hey Vav Shin Ayin. Yud Hey Vav means awareness, creative power, and then a tooth and an eye is added to the end of the tetragrammaton which is just the symbols connected, and it adds a tooth and an eye. So in other words, when you describe the word of God or Jehovah in the Old Testament, the symbols that make it together, the letters are Yud Hey Vav Hey. That means God, right? Jehovah. But then Jesus or Joshua is Yud Hey Vav, which is the same three symbols in the beginning of God, but they just switch out the last symbol with Shin Ayin, which is a tooth and an eye. So in other words, God, Yud Hey Vav Hey, and then God in man is Yud Hey Vav Shin Ayin, which is tooth and an eye. God with a tooth and an eye. And that equals God in man, which is exactly the same thing as I described before, which is God's creative power forming Yetzar from the earth. God formed man, and therefore now God is man, and man is God. And one last thing to tie that all together, which is interesting, is in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14, when it says God's name is I am, he says, I am that I am. It's actually not the same words in Hebrew. When he goes, I am that I am, it's not I am, the same exact words. It actually is two different words. And the first word for I am is God. So in other words, anytime that the word God is used, it can be interchanged with the words I am. And that's how you know that you are God. But furthermore, that second I am is Elohim. So in other words, it's reversed. The first one is Elohim, and the second one is Jehovah. It's the conversion, what this means all together. It's the conversion of God becoming man. That is that formula, I am that I am. That's God forming man from the earth, and now man has the creative power of God. And also, lastly, Jesus or Yeshua is the same exact thing. It's describing God's creative power in man. As it says in New Testament, that Christ is the power and wisdom of God. That is what Christ is. That is the imagination. That is the Yetzar. Anyway, thanks for letting me share. So you are God. Essentially, your mind is God's creative power. That's what it says in the Old Testament. That's what it says in the New Testament in a gazillion different ways. Either it's a cipher throughout Genesis, or it's obvious when it says you are the temple of the living God. You are actually God. So there's no one that you're asking for. There's nothing that you have to beg for. There's nothing, right? If we know that he hears us in all that we ask of him, then we know we have already received the petitions that we've asked of him. In other words, that means if you know that you are God, which you are, as it says in a gazillion different ways, then you know that whatever, the moment you desire it, it's already yours. There's nothing that you have to beg for, ask for, hope for, force, pray, please help me, please give it to me, please, give me my SP, please. No, it's already yours. That's it.
You see? Tell Cedric.
Cedric, did you hear me, Cedric? I think Cedric gets it.
Do you think so?
Yes.
He looks satisfied. He looks like he's at one. He's at peace with it. Oh, all the glitter is coming off in my hands.
What if I just turned into a Bible, and you realized you were dating a Bible?
You just turned into it. Yeah, you are like dating a Bible, though. He like knows the quotes off his head for anything. But I tell you, it's quite comforting hearing a lot of it.
Was that clear? Do you guys feel more empowered? Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is good because he tests this stuff on me to ensure that it sounds clear enough. So it's good.
Cedric the Snowman is my SP, yes.
Yeah. See, Mark knows, you know.
Okay, yes, it is.
Yeah?
Okay, very
good. God, you guys are great. You guys get it. I have a very intelligent audience.
Very clear. Yeah, true. You do. Very clear and comforting. Would you still love me if I were a Bible?
Absolutely.
Is the new would you still love me if I were a worm? Yes. We are very intelligent, obviously.
You see?
Super duper clear.
It goes without saying. Because honestly, I've been throwing stuff at these peeps, psychological stuff. They get it. Oh, wow.
Yes,
I've been following you since
2017.
2017.
Since I was a baby. Since I was first born.
Wow. You guys are amazing. So it's so nice to kind of hear these things. It's like, you know what? Just to desire it means that you can achieve it. It's just our disbelief.
Literally.
You know, disbelief in self, too much focus on obstacles.
It's like you have to try to disbelieve, actually, because of the fact that it's inherent within you. Like, there's nothing that you have to even, you don't have to believe anything, right? You are God. That's your inherent natural state. So you add on top of that with disbelief, meaning you don't have to believe anything because that's your inherent self. So your disbelief, right, is like the limiting force. Yeah.
That's why actually there's nothing that we have to learn about manifesting. You are only unlearning all the stuff that has shaped you and that has brainwashed you into believing you're not in control. Because I mean, how else can we be controlled? Is to have all our power stripped away from us. You get all this exposure to media and the news, and we've all forgotten what we're capable of, you know.
100%. And it's reinforced, the lack of knowing who we are. It's reinforced and replaced. I wouldn't even, I mean, okay, work ethic, yeah, it's nice to feel like you have the perfect work ethic, but why not equally combine that with something that's more like if you can manifest the perfect work ethic, why not equally also manifest like way more money compared to the work that you put in? You know, like why only focus on having a perfect work ethic?
Right.
You should also equally manifest extreme wealth or something that is also worthy, not just your slaving away at work, also manifest a vast income or an amazing income compared to the amount of work that you put in. You know, that's kind of right. That would be my perception, is only focusing on the work ethic completely neglects what is possible externally, which is that you just receive vast sums of money continuously and effortlessly without any work whatsoever.
You don't have to work so hard.
Right?
I tested that.
You see my point, though?
Extreme. Yeah. Like, yeah, what would be the good work ethic? What would it be? Are you trying to motivate yourself to, you know, to be able to work more diligently, harder? But that desire caused by your belief that in order to be a success, you have to work hard. I was working a job, what is it, at the bank? I think I was like on £80 a day or something like that, doing everyone's finances and seeing what all these contractors were getting in comparison to me. And this is many years ago, and I was working my butt off. The amount of times that I was still in the office and everyone had left, I'd set an intention that, you know, I wanted better and bigger, and I didn't want to have to study for it. I didn't want to have to get new skills. I wanted to do it based on self. And that's when somewhere far, far away, there was another bank that was setting up a whole restructuring program for which my friend offered me the job. I've already shared this story, but in a nutshell, he comes and offers me this opportunity based on a random conversation that we were having. And I kid you not, the job ticked everything off in my box, and I didn't have to study for it. I went by the skills I already had, and I worked so much less. When I tell you that I had mornings when I would just stick my laptop on, move the mouse around to make it look like I was online, have a little snooze some more, do it again. Literally, I was laughing to myself, and I was getting 400 a day as a contractor in that job. So from 80 to 400 to just working less. I worked less to get more money. What is, you know, what do you believe? That's what I mean. What do you believe? What do you dare to assume?
Right. Think the way, like, it's what you said, is ask yourself why you want that thing. I used to go through an exercise, and in one of my workshops, I specifically, in the workbook, I told people, ask yourself, what do you want? And then ask yourself, why do you want that thing? And then ask yourself that 3 times. And by the end of that asking why, you should be able to determine if you really want that thing or if it's because you want something else. If it's because you want something else, or if you're unclear about your motives, you should clarify, because there's a great chance that you can manifest something far greater.
Yeah.
So I want to ask something. So this is a video. I think I'm going to do a short on this, but someone just asked, how do you know you've impressed your subconscious mind? And that comes back to a quote that I told you earlier today. So if you believe that we are the God of Scripture and you believe that that book is written about us, if you understand that the word manifestation comes from the Bible, which I think most people don't know, that's where it's derived from. I think most people don't really know that. But there is a verse that says, through prayer and thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall guard your heart and mind through Christ Jesus. Now, it sounds like a weird, strange, cryptic, Old English sort of quote, but in plain English, what it's saying is, when you imagine the end from the perspective of already having what you want in its complete form, a peace of God will pass upon you, meaning an internal satisfaction or knowing or feeling confident about it, or excitement or thrill, or something that will internally feel like, wow, that felt good. And that could even just simply be a reaction to the imaginal act that you've experienced, right? A feeling that it's realistic. If you experience that, that is called the peace of God. And that is and it says it shall keep and guard, or it says keep, but it means guard your heart and mind through Christ Jesus, which means there is a knowing that you have done it right to effect, like you've done a good job. That is the knowing that you've impressed the subconscious mind that you're asking about. It just comes down to knowing that you've done a good job after you've imagined it. That is what I have always stuck to. That is what has always worked. And I just today came back upon that verse. And that is what it is talking about. It is talking about how to know you've done it.
And it's like the language of the subconscious mind as well. It's image and emotion.
What is that?
Great fortune cookie.
What does it have to do with anything? Oh, you look so beautiful. Yeah, that's what I said that earlier, didn't I? I said you look pretty. She looks pretty.
That is so funny. Oh my God. Great fortune cookie wisdom. Wow, you made me laugh. That was brilliant. That was so cool. We need to laugh, you know? Happy New Year, guys. Yara, thank you to my mod, Yara. She's amazing. Look at her. She's been on it. She's been bang on it. Do you think that
No.
falling into obsessive negative thinking after successfully impressing your subconscious mind could overwrite what you've impressed?
No, because it's the same thing as God's word cannot come back to you void. If the work has been done, the fact that God is not a man that he should lie means, in other words, although we ourselves can change our minds, the imaginal act will be impressed. Now, that doesn't mean the road that you're going to go down isn't going to suck if you continuously inundate it with horrific, negative, emotional, fearful, anxious thoughts. But that's not going to prevent you from getting your end, but it could help to fix that, because it's obviously coming from somewhere. There's something within you, and this is what Athena would likely say. There's some problem within you, and you're just fighting it or battling it, or even some people try to just erase or cover up or snuff out these negative thoughts with more imaginal acts. But you've got to get to the root of this.
Right. Some things you'll have to get to the root to. It might take more than an imaginal act. Maybe it will take a few times imagining it to impress. What I've found quite naturally, and this is why I don't mess with my thoughts, is that when I've shifted my state, my thoughts very naturally are more harmonious towards my end. That's not to say that I'm not going to have random thoughts, bad thoughts, the odd intrusive thoughts, but majority of the thoughts, particularly in relation to my desire, are going to be much more positive. Like, for example, when I imagine Joey, and there was something in one of your videos that did allude to the fact that you were in a relationship. So that was my confirmation of, okay, he's in a relationship, but I didn't think anything of it. Like, oh no, it's a competition. Oh, that means it's never going to happen. That didn't even come to my mind. It was like oh, well, it doesn't mean anything quite naturally. Or, when I got made redundant and stuff, it wasn't like, oh no, my life is in shatters, what happened? It was kind of like, oh great, okay, I wonder what is going to be waiting for me next. Do you see what I mean? So do pay attention to your thoughts. But we've done a video actually, and I got Joseph to join me on that video too, about intrusive thoughts and negative thoughts and why you shouldn't worry about them so much.
Don't worry. Be
Don't
happy.
worry.
And
Be
you,
happy.
you said, Jupiter said, so I guess I should release that anxiety. So interestingly enough, again, today, researching, reading more in my Bible, the verse that says, be still and know, K-N-O-W, that I am God. So that sounds confusing because the command is telling you, be still and know that I am God. It's like, but really what it's telling you is that word be still is the word release. So it's exactly as you said, to release that anxiety, release that stress, release that pressure, release that holding on to it. You are supposed to release, relinquish, and let it go after you imagine it. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. I mean, I had my client recently, this girl, and she gets anxious over the continuous imagining. Anyone would get anxious over continuously feeling like you have to imagine all the time. My God, I don't even want to say what I would do if that was what I was feeling all the time.
Affirmations are the worst.
Hand in hand, right?
Yeah. I've had numerous clients come to me physically shaking where they've got OCD now, tremendous OCD from affirming all the time, all day. So it's not necessary. There's something quite nice and peaceful about being more passive about it and not putting routines and structures and forcing yourself to imagine or to affirm. Don't ever force it. Your subconscious mind does not respond to forcefulness. It's a simple, gentle persuasion. Right, exactly. Where?
She had said something before as well, I think. But it was my ex-husband
is leaving America, has to to go to Canada to be with her,
the third party
with Saba, so the fact that he's going to Canada to be with her, do you know that for a fact, or is that a story your subconscious has fabricated based on the fear? You've had this intense fear about this third party, but you and I have discussed this numerous times, and I need you to go back and listen back to some of those recordings from the sessions as well, of what I said to you in regards to that and her. There's no competition, and your focus and attention is not on him. It's not on getting him back. It's about you and occupying a state of calm, self kind of soothing, right? I'm loved, I'm assured of love. Like, what do you want in a relationship? What do you need in a partner? Go general first to ascertain what you want, because right now you're trying to manifest him based on all of these obstacles. You can't see the beauty of your end result yet. You've got to work through that. And who's to say that he's moving to be with her? And who's to say that it's going to be a good relationship? The terms that they have ended up together are extremely toxic and dysfunctional. So there's no competition here, really. I can see it quite clearly. But you shouldn't feel exhausted. If you're feeling exhausted, should I give up? What are you giving up on? It's yourself that you're giving up on, right? You're doing everything for yourself. It's all about you. It's not to do with getting them back, or that's a byproduct and should always be treated as a byproduct of your shift in state. When you shift your state, everything else is taken care of. Just like that video about persisting and letting go that I did. Check it out, because I really go into depth about what this actually means to persist and let go. Shouldn't be any exhaustion in this. It should be fluid, right? It shouldn't be hard work, shouldn't be effort. Claire, yes, it is. We're going to have the Q&A on Discord tonight. Usual time, 10 p.m.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna get going back and working a little bit before we got a little bit of time yet.
Leah was asking, where can I find the list method?
Just
You've
type
got
in,
a couple of videos on your thing.
So listen, I've got a popular one that came out more recently. I think it's called this 14-day experiment is in the title. So you would just type in Joseph ALAI 14-day experiment. I think that's what it says. And then it says list method or list method exercise, one or the other. But nevertheless, yeah, there's a few. That's the latest one that has become more popular. That's changing people's lives drastically and rapidly. It's destroying these misconceptions that are being regurgitated infinitely on YouTube. So if you really want to dig into the absolute truth of manifesting, stepping away from the commonalities that these people are spinning out over and over again, do something like that, because it really defies what these common theories, effectively the common denominators that are commonly expected and accepted to be the root of manifesting. It destroys and obliterates all of that and then replaces it with a very simple, easy to use system that you can prove within 14 days. I'm not even kidding. So, but on that note, guys, I'm going to hand it over back to my soon to be wife. Did I just say that out loud?
What you been thinking?
All right, y'all. Jothina. What did that say? Nothing.
That's the divine empress. Nothing outside of our desired end matters, honestly.
Correctamundo.
All things work for good.
All things work together for good. That is the verse. That is the voice. The bridge is planned. God's ways are greater than our ways. They're past finding out.
You see? And I quoted that.
Did you?
I did.
Good.
Because I don't know many quotes from scripture.
You know more than you think.
But
it does say that God's word is written on man's heart. So you do know it somewhere.
There you go.
See that?
Yeah, because there are some that I do. Actually, that's true. And now you see what he did there. He shifted my state, because now all of these different quotes and verses are coming to my mind now, just like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna make coffee so you will hear the kettle.
Do it. Do it. I got the shortbread biscuits out. Does anyone like shortbread biscuits?
Away from me.
Joseph's addicted to it. I'm a bad influence on this poor boy. Did I just hear that? Yeah, wanted hero. I know. See, Joe's decided. He was calling me wife when we started speaking, and I was laughing. I was kind of like, nah. Now it's like, yeah, okay, I know. I see that. Jothina in the house. Thank you. Oh, Victoria. Thank you again for the donation. You guys are so sweet. I try and answer all your questions where I can. But thank you. I do appreciate these donations. They're ever so sweet of you. How to identify and work through fears, thoughts that are holding you back when you don't know where it stems from and when it started. I want to attract a healthy version of SP, and I struggle with the old story and the 3D focus. We blocked each other. So to identify and work through fears and thoughts, I tend to use cognitive behavioral style therapy, which involves a lot of challenge work. So you know how I said before about shifting your perception on things, for example, being blocked, right? People block each other for a variety of reasons, but blocking is not a permanent fixture. Just like anything in the 3D reality is not a permanent fixture. You can see it as a positive, that you've really had such an emotional impact on them that they don't want to see you move on, that they're fearful of what they might see. They have to just kind of block it off and cut it off right for now. Heightened emotions cause that, but there's still a lot of love there, especially you blocked each other, which suggests that you blocked them too, which suggests as well that you see, you obviously still want them and love them and care about them, even though you've blocked them. So you've just proven here that blocking is not necessarily some sort of horrific snub, they hate you, that's it. And even if they did do it out of anger or hate, again, it's not permanent. Okay, so does that make sense? This is how reframing in CBT works, right? I'm just getting you to see an alternative perception that has just as much truth. And what I've done there is I've thrown some evidence your way as well by showing you all the other ways and means that, well, you've blocked them. Doesn't mean that you don't love them, right? Doesn't mean that you hate them. Doesn't mean that you never want to speak to them again, right? Does that make sense? So similarly, this is how you work through your thoughts and fears, right? You don't want to have a go at all of your thoughts, right? I don't want to be obsessively worrying about every thought that I have. But if I do have these deep set fears and thoughts that are recurrent, then I want to pay attention to it. What am I worried about here? Okay, if I'm worried about the fact that, is this even possible? Can I even get them back? Then what is that telling me? That's telling me that maybe I don't realize my worth in relation to this person, which then tells me that maybe I need to sit down with that and realize my worth. Shall I do an imaginal act that gets me to feel my worth and value as a human being? I used to do that sometimes as well, because nothing smashes your confidence more than a horrific breakup, especially if you've been replaced. God knows what, I've been there. Like I said, I've been there. Guys, I've been on this journey for like over 20 years now. This is why I have so many of my own personal trials and tribulations and stories to share with you. But it's really, really valuable to be able to just take a step back. Let's be emotional. Let's justify how we feel. It's okay. I'm pissed off right now. It's okay. Now, let me just take a step back and see what's the alternative. Okay, this is driving me towards becoming my better self, because had it not been for this breakup with this person, I wouldn't be on the path to enlightenment, and I wouldn't have discovered the law, and I wouldn't be on a goal to bettering myself. In fact, many of you and many of the clients I work with realize that they come to me thinking they want their SP back, but some of them actually don't really want their SP back. They find out afterwards that it was a much deeper, that desire was taking them to something much deeper, if that makes sense. So it's all about perception. Does that help at all, Victoria? Does that help you? Just getting you to kind of just giving you an example there of how to reframe, for example, the blocking and things like that. They're saving your I like that. See, iridescence. I love that. Blocking means they're saving your profile. This is so amazing. Yes, it makes sense. I sometimes struggle to see other perceptions. I do a lot of CBT with my clients, and I sometimes don't see the forest. Absolutely. Well, you know what, Victoria, because you're in it, it's the same for all of us. Because you're in it, you're emotionally in it, it's going to be very hard for you to see the wood from the trees. Even for myself, I know all this stuff. I have a lot of knowledge. I've studied 3 modalities of therapy. I use my very own blend, which is why I get so much success with my clients, right? It's because you can work in harmony with the mind. I'm not just going to give you, here's your affirmations, go off on your merry way. It works deeper than that. We go deep dive. But despite that, if I'm the one going through some emotional chaos, it can be very, very difficult for me to see the wood from the trees. That's why I say vent, rage, cry, get it out. And then when you've calmed down a bit, try and see a different perspective. And if you've got someone close to you, like a friend, or like I, bounce off Joseph, that sounds kind of dodgy, doesn't it? But I bounce ideas off of him, and he does with me as well, because we're human beings, we get stuck, and we can help each other with ideas and alternative perceptions. And he's opened my eyes to some things that I didn't see, and the same vice versa. So if you've got any friends or anything like that, you can do that with. And that's why we opened up the Discord community, because many people don't have that. And so now they've got a group that they can do that with. And for some of them, they're too shy to talk in the group, so they do it privately and make close relations and friends that way, or they talk to myself and Joseph privately too, so we do keep in mind that some people feel shy to talk in a group, so don't feel ostracized if you are that shy person. There's still a place for you. Help me with the imaginal scenes, because I can't do them properly for 6 months and I don't get any satisfactory feeling or nothing else that suggests success. So my name is, it depends on what are you after. You see, every time, I don't even sit there trying to construct a full scene. Sometimes I actually just go, okay, what is it that I want? I want to feel, I don't know, say, okay, I want that new job opportunity or something. I want to work at my own business and be safe and secure in my business and to feel accomplished there. Okay, so what would that feel like, right? How do I know that I've got that? That's a really good question to ask yourself. What do I want? How do I know that I've got that? What's going to be happening that's going to tell me that I've achieved that? If you're struggling to visually see something clearly and that's affecting you, then do auditory inner conversations. I've done a video in great detail about that. Use my PIT method, your passive imagination technique. So when your mind, your conscious critical faculty taps out and you go into autopilot, because it's something you do every day, like cooking, cleaning, showering, walking to work, driving, whatever it might be. When you've tapped out, that's where your subconscious mind is open and receptive. You're in a state of trance. Use a time like that to start asking yourself the questions of what would I want? What would that feel like? And start to allow a sort of daydreamy vision fill your mind, and just saturate yourself with that feeling, because you're not going to feel elated all the time. Sometimes I don't really feel anything. Maybe I'm just like, oh, it's like a sense of, like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, or like a sense of gratitude or inner peace, you know. Don't worry if you don't feel elated, you don't feel like ripping your clothes off and bouncing around the place shouting out, yes, I'm the king, I got everything I wanted. Like, you know, you don't have to be, doesn't have to be crazy like that. You might just be very chill about it and just be like, yeah, it all worked out for me. Damn right. Alice, any advice on manifesting a house? 3D is telling me it's impossible, such as I don't have money, it's too expensive, my city is too expensive. Alice, do you know what? I'm trying to get a client of mine to share her success story, and she will. I know she will, because she's ever so sweet. Hers is impressive, because she sent me pictures of the kind of house she was living in. So it looked like her original house, which was beautiful. It was 800 square foot, I believe. So quite, you know, a very small house, something that her grandparents had built. And she saw this beautiful house, 6,000 square foot. And she just said when she would drive past it, she just owned it. She was like, that's my house. In fact, she ended up with 2 of them. So there's like 2 houses next to each other. And she's shown me the location and the land. I mean, my God, it blows my mind, because I live in such a small country and everything's kind of, you know, relatively small. So to see this amount of property and land is really kind of mind blowing. But literally, she just made a decision on it, right? It was the same for me with this house. I had a strong intention about wanting to live by London, to have a period property in London as well. These are expensive, you know. It doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like a big mansion house, but it's extremely expensive, especially to live around London. Those of you who know, you know. This is 1870s. What is that? 150 odd years old worth of house, right? But I really had my heart set on something like that. I spent a lot of time looking on Rightmove and Zeus, is it? No, that's a dating site, isn't it? Zeus, Zoom? No, I can't remember. It's something Zoom, and Zoopla, and various places like that, to get an idea of what it is that I wanted. I had my internal checklist, and although I didn't have the money at the time, although I was doing what everyone was doing, which is let me work and save, old programming, you see. Working and saving, it didn't matter how much I worked and saved, I was never going to catch up with the booming house prices. So when I finally, 2 years of searching, would find a place, every time I found somewhere, actually, I kept on getting outbidded. And honestly, I wanted to cry at first, because some of the houses I looked at that were within my budget were horrific. I mean, one of them was in some council place that there was cracks in the walls, and they had these bars on the windows because it was such a dangerous area. So that was what my budget was, right? When I saw this place, I set my intention. I was like, you know what? I don't have the money for it, but it doesn't matter. I don't need money. This is not a transactional thing. This could be anything could happen. And I looked at all the different ways that it could happen for me. And I just thought, sod it. Like, I've decorated that home. You know, I was so brazenly rude about it. It's like, you know what? You guys haven't even moved out, but I want this house and I've decorated it already in my mind. And they rejected me. They refused me because I didn't have enough money. I was like £40,000 too short. And these properties are extremely desirable for their location and where they are, right? So what I'm trying to say is set your intention and not worry about the obstacles. I know that's easier said than done, but this is a game of focus. You're only focusing on what it is that you want. Because something could happen where you get the money. You might win the lottery. You might have a family member or something want to gift you a home. You might be like my client, whose father completely changed all of his morals and his ideas about life to help her get that incredible, well, 2 houses, you know, the incredible houses, right? Even her mind is blown. Anything can happen. Instead of looking at everything that's getting in your way as to why you can't have something, look at all the reasons as to why you can. And that's what happened with me, until eventually they were just like, no one else came to view this property, which is very bizarre, the neighbors told me, because it's such a hot property. And they found their dream home, which means that they were desperate to get their dream home before it sold, which meant that they were very happy to lower the price for me, which meant that I could be even more cheeky and lower the price even more, because I didn't have the money. Even the offer that I made to them, I was still going over my budget. And then there was something else wrong with the house as well, which meant when I had the survey done, which meant that I could bring the cost down even more. Suddenly, I was able to purchase the property. You don't know what's going to happen, but I promise I've seen this enough times. There's a girl who shared her success story. Go to my website. Go to my website. Like I said, you guys have shared incredible success stories. There's a woman on there actually, similar situation. She didn't have the money, but she found these properties by the sea that it was so desirable, and she just dared to own it. She made that statement, I'm going to live there one day. Apparently they're so sought after and they're so expensive, there's no way for her to own it. But guess what? She's in it now. She has been. She's loving it, her and her cats. It's amazing. So LT, my darling, been here since the beginning of 2023. I'm so proud of you, Athena. From YouTuber to a leader of a community, you are the best. Oh my God, babe, really my Brazilian baby. Oh, thank you so much, darling. I love you so much. Thank you so much. That's ever so sweet. So sweet. You guys like really do remind me, and Joseph as well, as to why we do what we do. And we're blessed to be a part of your journey. Because I keep saying to you guys, I'm going to keep saying it, because maybe that's my mantra, that all of you are going to get success. I know that it's very hard for you to believe, and maybe it's because you're focusing on one desire and all the reasons why you can't have it. But trust me, it's not just about getting that one desire. That's not the, in my mindset, that's not the only thing that makes you a success. It's about getting all your dreams and goals. It's about self-fulfillment, self-empowerment, okay? I mean, like I say, some of my clients, they go beyond the SP. It's not even about SP anymore. Some of them then decide that actually, I don't even want my SP anymore, right? They're a success because they've changed their lives in so many ways. So don't make your success dependent on one desire. If you got one desire, you're successful now. You all have been, and you're all going to continue to be. And especially if you're putting into practice the stuff that we're teaching you here, none of you can fail. None of you can fail. And I truly believe that. And I've got such a strong intention. That's why my success rates are so high. People really struggle to understand it and to see it. That's why I'm getting them to do voice notes and stuff. It's like, here, you guys are doing it, you're just watching the videos and you're doing it. You know, there's people emailing me success stories. I've never met them before, but you say that you've been watching the videos and putting it to practice. You're getting success. And some of you were just like, oh my God, I got success, and I didn't realize it was a success until I watched your video, and then I realized, oh my God, I do have successes. And that's what it is. You shifted state. Congratulations. You're now the person who is trying to manifest, not good at manifesting, to, oh my God, I'm an incredible manifester. I've had success in so many different ways. All of you have. All of you have. It's just you need to see it. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you see it. Okay? You guys seeing it? This is going to be your New Year's resolution. I am a successful manifester in everything I desire. Take that. Dr. Victoria, I love your Discord group. Darling, you're in the Discord as well. I didn't realize. You see, you all have like different names. You've all got different profile names. Oh. Girl fling, if you're trapped in a non-violent but still detrimental relationship, please don't say just have the hard talk, because it's not an option. How do we manifest our way out of this kind of relationship? Girl fling, that's what I did. I manifested my way out of the relationship like that because I thought, you're not stuck. You know, you said you're financially stuck and all that. You're not stuck. Again, concepts, perception. I was in a situation, so with my last SP, I really wanted that relationship over. He had covert narcissistic tendencies that started to come up. So it was weird. We had the best relationship for like 8-9 years, and towards the end of it, I was just done. You know, I've had my long-term relationships, and it was like, this has served a purpose. Now it's done. I want to move on. And he started to exhibit these tendencies that I wasn't too keen on, and I wasn't really. I know now that it was because of my other intentions that he had to develop more and more of these tendencies, because he was playing a very integral part of my bridge. In fact, had it not been for him being quite, you know, to this abusive end that we had it not been for that, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys right now. I wouldn't have my thriving business. I wouldn't have my loving relationship with Joseph. I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for that. So I get it now. But back then I didn't. And I was sort of, you know, yeah, I was dreaming and seeing myself as having my house to myself and being financially stable, because he was also putting in with the mortgage and stuff like that. He was helping me. I didn't think I was going to manage without that assistance. But I was thrown in the deep end, and it meant that I ended up having to go to a food bank because my situation just completely changed, and I was like, oh my God. And it meant that I didn't know how I was going to pay my mortgage for the next couple of months, right? Because the business hadn't gotten going, and I wasn't really in that kind of place, right? But everything worked out perfectly. That's what I mean, that bridge is perfect. I had my very first SP come out of the woodwork and give me the money for November's mortgage, because I'd helped him so much in his life, and he knows that. Like I say, he's still in my life to this day. All of them are. The next month, the final month, was an old client of mine who's also, I consider, a very close dear friend. He helped me for the month of December, and so I had enough to then get me by until I was then financially stable. You see, God, higher self, source knew what I needed, and it was all taken care of. But see your freedom. Don't worry about what action you should take in the 3D. I wasn't worrying about what action should I take. I just occupied, yeah, but I know that this is temporary. This is a horrific situation that I'm in right now, but I know it's temporary. What do I want? Because I ain't going to lose my house. That's for sure. I'd already decided that. I ain't losing my house. No way. And I ain't going to be stuck in this situation because I'm always financially abundant. How I ended up in that situation where I had to go to a food bank, it baffles me to this day, but this is how quickly things can change in life. Life is about rhythm. All of us are going to go through ebbs and flows. All of us are going to have good days and bad days. Doesn't matter. You could be the best manifester in the world. You're still going to have horrific events happen, because the law of polarity will not change. You cannot have night without day. Impossible. How do you know what day is if you don't have night? You cannot have good without bad. You cannot have peace without war. Creation is finished. Everything exists. So this is why I'm saying it's just about focus. And if you are feeling in poverty, well, guess what? The other side of that is riches and wealth, right? So I'm already there. It's just the ebbs and flows of life. I can see myself there, and I'm going to continue to see myself there no matter what. I hope that helps. None of you are stuck, by the way. And if you are in abusive situations, if you can take yourself away from it, do. Of course you can take yourself away from it. Nobody's stuck, but also none of you should put up with behavior that is less than admirable. None of you should put up with that. You should always elevate yourself. And if that requires you to take yourself away from a situation, put boundaries in place, because you know your self-worth, then you do that. It's not about, oh, I know I should imagine them better and I should do this better. We're not here to change people. It's not your job. You can't change people. You can only change yourself. Your change in yourself means that it will influence and change them, right? But it's not a direct. That's why, you know, when you tell people to change and do this, do that, and you need to clean the house up more, and you need to do, you can tell someone till you're blue in the face, whether it's your family members or your kids or your partner or whatever, you know, you can tell them till they're blue in the face they need to change. They might even say to you, yeah, you're right, I need to I'll do more. And then it's like temporary, isn't it? That's because, no, it's not up to them to change. It's up to me to change. Can you help me manifest clean and least painful breakup? I hope that that helped, Iris, as well. It's the same thing. You're always focusing on what it is that you want. not what you don't want, not on the obstacles. I don't like messy breakups. That's why, you know, a lot of the reason why I wanted SPs like exes and stuff back into my life. It's mostly because I don't like the animosity. I like to have a connection. I like a harmony and stuff. And they're beautiful people. Just because I'm not interested in them as a relationship anymore doesn't mean that they're not amazing people that I don't want in my life still. So you can absolutely have, maybe you're seen as something like, well, the fact that you're able to hang out and have a friendship even after the breakup. You know, what does that feel like to know that they can still be a friend to you and that you've got really good, harmonious? I mean, many couples manage it. Many couples manage it. My second SP came to Thanksgiving dinner with Joseph and I. Joseph loves him. They're like the best of friends, you know. Happened a similar situation to me. Couldn't afford being in Blackheath. It was a place where I wanted to live. I could only afford rent in Eltham there around. But here I am in Blackheath. Eloisa, what? And I know Blackheath because you're not far from me and it is expensive there. But look at that. She did it. Ended up in Blackheath. It is very expensive there. It's very sought after. You don't need to have the money. Don't worry about the money. This is why I say be like a kid. Okay. How many of you want to be like a kid again? Pretend I'm Santa. Okay. We'll do a little exercise. This is what I do with my clients. Bear with me. What time is it anyway? I've got to go soon because we've got to do our live Q&A on Discord. But think of it like this. Okay. That is so weird. My client, Star, where are you? You just said that you're on the live. And you know what's weird? I thought about you. When was it? The other day, because I haven't spoken to her in ages. And I thought, you know what? I know what's going to happen now. I've thought of her. I know she's going to get in touch. And now she just did. And she said she was watching the live. So where are you, Star, anyway? I know that you're here. But that is just so interesting. That is so interesting. I'm here. But why are you messaging me on WhatsApp and not on here? So, but this is the thing. I'm going to do a video on like thought transmission and stuff. You see, she's just reflecting my beliefs though. But what was I even saying? Yeah, okay. So we'll go to the exercise, right? So I'm Santa. Ho, ho, ho. No, I don't have a beard. A bit of a beard, you know. Now, be playful, all of you, right now. I just want you to pretend like you're, or get in touch with your inner child again. You know, the child version of you who didn't give a flying F about, oh, you know, I really want to ask Santa for the new roller skates, but I'm not sure if, you know, I can have them, or what if they don't have what I like, or, you know, I really want that bicycle, but, you know, mom and dad said no, and, you know, I don't have a job because I'm only a kid. I don't have a job. I don't have the money. How am I going to get it, right? Kids do not care. Kids just want to own it. They own it now. They use a stick and they pretend they're riding that shiny bike at the moment and they're excited about it. They tell Santa what they want. They're not thinking about, oh yeah, but I never ever had a bike before. Mum and dad said no, so I'm not allowed to ask for a bike because what's the chances? No, they're just like, I still want that bike. Mum and dad said no, but now's my time to get a bike. I'm 10 years old and I'm getting that bike. So I want you to have this attitude. That's why it says in script. Isn't it in scripture, Joey, that it says, doesn't it say like be like little children?
Yes. It literally says be like children.
See?
Quote, unquote.
Be like little children. I got the quote right. You see what I did there? You see what happened? Joseph was right. I know much more than I realized, you see. So be like little children, okay? And forget, for now, just forget about all the obstacles that are in your way. Forget about everything you thought you knew about how reality is created, what you think you can have, what the past has dictated to you. Just be a kid and figure out what it is that you want. what do you want? Tell Santa, tell me, what do you want right now? What do you want? What does that look like? Yes, you know, I want to be in that loving relationship where my partner just absolutely adores me and we laugh all day long and we live together. And yes, you know, I want to have that successful business whereby, you know, people come to me. I don't even need to advertise. Clients are just breaking my door down because they love me. And yes, I want to be strong enough to be able to have a voice and do public speaking because that's always been my dream. And I don't care what it is, but don't worry about your fears. Don't worry about your anxiety. Look, all you guys in Blackheath and Clapham, you're all like my neighbors. What the hell? What the hell? You have to come and say hi. Yeah. So just get in touch with that childlike openness to exploring and to having it. Kids, they imagine, yeah, so I want a bike, right? But I want it to have these tassels and I want it to have a little apple picture on it and I want to have like a little bell on it and stuff like that. And they just go all out. Go all out, right? Don't think about what you think is possible. Just go all out. Have fun with this. Be playful with this, guys. Have you got your dreams? Are you saying it? Are you getting in touch with it now? Are you just like asking for it and having it? Because you know Santa's going to gift it to you, right? I'm going to gift you all your dreams and desires. Yes. Yes. There we go. Yes, you can. Yep, you're going to be back with the wild story. Exactly. Come on. So now think of that and embody that. You're excited because you're going to receive it. You're going to receive it. How does that feel? How does that feel? That's coming. That's been done. You made your request. Santa heard you. Ho, ho. It's done. Who here felt sort of like relief? Feels amazing. Like I'm floating on air. I love that. We're walking in the air. My God, it feels beautiful and exciting, right? You guys have done it right. Twinkle. Ho, ho, it's done. There you go. I'm going to receive a visit in Blackheath. You absolutely are. We are there. We are there. We're having it. My heart feels full. Night Snow. Star, is that you, Night Snow? You guys keep changing your names on here. I can never figure out who's who. Marissa, Maria. Yes. Congrats. So congratulations, everyone. Contentment. Does the divine warn you not to manifest someone? What's that? Not sure I understand. Does the divine warn you not to manifest someone if your unwanted circumstances, just old stories playing out? So Sally, what I would say is you might be looking at it from a law of attraction perspective, which is like an external source that can and can't have. I think I lost connection there. But it's you who is creating, because I'm a bit more psychological. So for me, law of assumption made more sense. It makes sense that I create my world, my reality, because everything I see and experience is based on my assumptions and my beliefs and my map of the world, essentially, and the stories I tell myself. So old stories, if you've got resistances, will be old stories getting in the way. Unwanted circumstances, well, don't forget, that's just your perception. My bridge showed me things that were definitely unwanted circumstances, like having to go to a food bank. That was a very unwanted circumstance. Like my car setting on fire, that was unwanted circumstances, but actually they were very perfect unfoldings of the bridge. It was just my interpretation at the time. Remember the name? Is this recorded? Yeah, remember the name. I'll post this stuff up. It felt like I got a comforting hug. Yes, Dejeuner. Can you make more videos about manifesting health? Yes, Sonia. I think I've also shared some incredible health recovery videos as well. So I don't know if you've seen it. Hun, but there was one with regards to, who is it? My client, no, yeah, well, she's my client now, I suppose, actually, but she was someone I worked with, and she shouldn't, I mean, according to doctors, she shouldn't still be here with us, but she had stage 4, was it stage 4 breast cancer or something like that? And it was actually, oh my God, what was his name? You guys know, those of you who watched the video, can you think of it? Who was she saying that she was influenced by? And she had a healer. This is how she came onto the law of assumption, because she then had a healer as well that was telling her to imagine that she was healing, imagine this energy, because it was actually proven about the power of our beliefs, our thoughts, right? There was her. There was another girl that she's in our Discord who she's on Google. Her story made Google because she was very young and she had a stroke and she was basically paralyzed. Her husband at the time was there wiping her bum and everything, like she couldn't do anything. Now, you know, she still attends physio, she says, but now she is like, it's like a miraculous healing again against all odds. Those success stories might inspire you, hun, and they explain what they did as well. Thanks, Athena and Joey. What a lovely, positive way to spend New Year's Eve. Oh my gosh, thank you, Shaz. Well, you know, I'm really pleased. What happened, Yara? What happened? Mark was timed out. Mark's our friend. What happened? See, bad boy. No, I'm on my way to manifest out of body experiences. Well, hey. Do you know what? Bruce Lipton, Sanya, thank you. Bruce Lipton. That's who she was inspired by, Bruce Lipton. So I think he talks about it, and Joseph Murphy talks more about health manifestations as well, just for those of you who are interested too. Bruce Lipton, thank you very much. I cried so much, but now it feels so light and relieved, at least for now. I know why I started feeling so emotional, missing my SP. When I can see things are moving, maybe because at a very slow pace. Do you know what? I'm actually going to do, I was meant to do a video today. It didn't happen, obviously, hence the live. But I will do a video about, what do you call it? Movement. Because that's the thing that confuses a lot of people. Trust me, you're all getting movement. Right now, every single person watching this live is getting movement. Every single one of you. The thing is, a lot of movement is stuff that we do not interpret as movement, and a lot of it is stuff that we do not see with our 5 earthly senses. I mean, right now, there's music playing. Can anyone hear it? Some of you might, because maybe you have got it on, but essentially there's music playing. Can you hear it? Probably not, right? But there's every song, every station is playing right now. But we don't hear it. Right, all it takes is for us to tune in to whatever frequency. Now, I don't want to sound like this law of assumption yet. I tune into the vibrational frequency of the, you know, I don't talk like that nonsense because it's a bit too abstract to be like, you just need to vibrate at the right frequency to get your desire, to reveal it. Fab. How do I know what I'm vibrating at? You know, I'm not what do you call it? Toothbrush, right? So I don't tend to use that vernacular because it's too obscure, but essentially, you know, you're tuning into that radio sort of frequency that, oh, okay, there it is, and there's the jazz station, and if I change it again, there's the other station. Now, I'm not hearing it right now, and I'm not hearing all of the stations that ever existed all at the same time because my human senses are very, very limited. I can only pick up a small portion of reality at a time. It doesn't mean that it's not happening, and that's something very important for all of you who are concerned about movement or lack of movement. Just remember that movement is happening. You're just not going to be aware of it so much, and that's okay because we're not meant to be. You know, I'm a receiver of this, and I'm tuning in to the different stations, but I can still only really take in one radio station at a time. And so does that make everyone feel a little bit better about this whole no movement? Just because you can't experience it now with your 5 earthly senses, don't dismiss it as no movement. And to be fair, a lot of people get movement and they don't realize it because it's not something obvious. Like if it's not their SP turning up at their door with flowers in their face, you know, they don't consider it movement. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes I hear people's stories and I'm like, do you realize something here? Do you realize like what a big movement that is, or what a big reflection that is to your inner change? Or even if it's something unfavorable that happened, but you realize that this time round you reacted differently to it. So that is incredible movement, because that's now showing me I'm not the same person anymore. Old version of me would have been like tearing their hair out and freaking out, but new version of me was kind of like standing their ground. And do you know what I mean? Can we get 100 likes? I mean, we've surpassed. Wow. Brief question: can you manifest for other people when they're having a really tough time? Yeah, absolutely, Chaz. Absolutely, yes. I'm manifesting for other people often. And Jakera Snow, 100% right. Neville has given examples of this. Joseph and myself, like we manifested for his grandfather, manifested also for my friend who had breast cancer, and she's come back and she's told me she's in the clear. Was my last message from her a couple of months ago. I've manifested all sorts of things for other people as well, for clients of mine too. I mean, I always do anyway. I've set intentions for all of you getting successes and hearing successes. Obviously, it's easier for me with people that I know and I connect to and stuff. But as you know, if they're on board too, it's their desires as well, and we can help each other. Even what's her name? Oh, what was her name? I'm forgetting everyone's names too. I can tell it's been a long day. Helen Hadsell. She would do it with her kids as well, and she would get them to kind of sit with her, and they would imagine winning big, you know. SV, I'm not doubting much now. There you go, because you've been heard. Your prayers have been heard, hon. Saying slow movement is a perception. Exactly, Brittany. You know, I don't even say slow movement, fast movement. To me, it's like movement's happening. It's already happening, but I just can't perceive it. I can't sense it right now. Just like when I set my intention for my ideal job, movement was happening way before I knew it was happening, way before my friend came to me with that job opportunity. And I didn't know until after I got it. And I was like, you know what? Actually, the cogs of this manifestation must have been moving way, way before. And it must have started off with someone having an idea at the bank and then deciding on a restructure and then having some meetings. And then I wouldn't have known that any of this was happening in order for me to get my dream job with all of the stuff ticked off my checklist. I didn't know this, just like I didn't know that Minnie decided to manufacture the car of my dreams that I had been envisaging, which was like, I like a Mini, but I also like a what was it? I also like the rounded Audi TT. This is going back many years, by the way. And this is how I got my car, which is like so rare now, because Mini didn't make much of them. It was just like, well, we'll make this because Athena wanted it. You know, I feel her intentions. I didn't know it was happening. I didn't know it was being manufactured. I didn't even know it existed until quite a while. Yeah, it would have been a couple of years, because I owned a different Mini instead. And I was like, it's not really what I wanted, but okay. And it was kind of there to like bridge a gap, I suppose. So movement is like straight away. It's happening all around you. Don't be fooled just because you can't see it. You know, you're not meant to see all of it. You don't know if your SP is currently thinking about you now and thinking about, oh God, you know, I'm really tempted to reach out, but no, I shouldn't. And, oh, you know, I need to sort myself out. And you don't know what they're going through, do you? But does that mean it's not happening? How to manifest a relationship with someone that lives far away and better communication from him. I mean, what you're looking for is to manifest a relationship. Okay, you're not looking for the, like I say, the obstacles. Think of it, any time that you wanted to manifest anything, like I wanted to manifest a connection with a guy, so not Joseph, there was another one. So I mean, this makes me sound so bad, but again, I didn't want a relationship, I wanted a connection with this guy. Some random guy in the States whose profile I came across on Instagram, who I really liked, but he has quite a following, and he's, I suppose, Instagram famous. His girlfriend is especially Instagram famous, and I wasn't really focused on any of that. I just thought, well, I'll just add him. And then he added me back, but we didn't have any communication for a bit. But I was like, I know that we're going to connect. I just accepted that we were going to know each other on a very personal level. And we did. And we would speak for hours and hours and hours on the phone. And that bridge was interesting. And it was all because of the release of the Joker movie that then caused him to post up something that then caused me to comment on it. And out of all the thousands of comments and messages he got, he focused on mine. A bit like Joseph when I messaged him on Instagram that time for a collaboration. Of all the people that he could have focused on and spoken to, because he's terrible with his messages. He gets so many messages, he's inundated. He cannot keep up with them. So the very fact that he went that time and he saw my message and responded to my one that time, you see, it's all about what intention have you set. Let God, universe, source plays all the parts. That's all taken care of. Don't need to focus on the distance or whether they know me or not, or whether they're going to like me or not, or whether there's a third party. And I don't need to focus there. Remember, you're talking to Santa. What do you want? What do you want? Get clear with that first. I hope that helps. Thank you so much, Great Fortune Cookie, for the donation. Can you set the intention that we'll be back one day to tell you that I'm engaged to my SP? Oh, sweetheart. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm more than happy to do that. You'll be back to tell me, and you will be back to tell me that. I don't know your story and situation and stuff, but I don't need to. I suppose, like, my intention is that I hear you say, or I see you say. In fact, you email me. And that's what I see with people, is that you guys email me your success. It was like that other person just messaged me on my comments. And I was like, you know what? I don't even think she asked me to imagine, but I did anyway. And then she came back with the good news, and that was my scene. Of course, you're going to be engaged. You're going to be engaged to a specific love, and it's going to be incredible. And it's going to be incredible. And you're on board with that, and you know that too, right? We've decided that that's done. So now it's already in motion. Because for me to receive that message from you, it's in motion. Now it's in motion. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. Now it's done. And you don't need to worry about it either. It's done. And in the meantime, you spend that time enjoying your life and seeing how amazing you are and how you're desired by everybody. Everybody, not just your SP, everyone. Where am I at? Eddie, I'm struggling to picture my SP during my imagining sessions. It only happens to them specifically. It could be, Eddie. It could be some sort of block. Because if you were to say to me that you struggle to imagine certain things, like, maybe it's just a bit cloudy or whatever. I mean, first of all, it doesn't matter. If you know that you're imagining something, relating to your SP, maybe you're hearing them. Even if I can't remember what their voice sounds like, or I'm seeing them, or even if it's a bit hazy and cloudy, it doesn't matter. If I know who it is in my scene, if I'm getting the feeling it's them, my unconscious certainly knows. So, but if there is some sort of block that's resisting you, that could be a reason too. And it might be worth looking at that resistance as to what is that? Is it to do with your focus is too much on all the reasons why you can't have it? Maybe you need to do some CBT challenge work, like I demonstrated earlier. Movement is like opening the oven constantly. Exactly, Dracaris. It's exactly that. Every time you're checking for movement, then you're kind of like defeating the point and just keep on like opening it and checking it. That's why manifestations seem to come around quicker for those who kind of forget about it or get on with their lives. It's not possible, and it's not necessary to forget about everything that we desire and say, no, I still desire it, but my thoughts about it are going to be less from a lack mentality. Like, I've got an intention now for my dream home. I love this place. This was my dream home, but let's face it, for me and Joseph to both be working here now with all of his stuff from the States, it's like, okay, I need a bigger place. So set my intention. I still desire it. I still think about it. I've got a vision in my mind of what that is like. I've accepted it. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know that right now, somewhere, something is happening, whether or not it's being built right now, or whether there's a family who already own this property that are thinking about maybe moving, that is maybe, there's all these cogs. I don't need to keep checking if it's happening, isn't it happening? I'm just like, I've seen enough bridges in my life. I've seen enough of my clients' bridges as well to know that this is taken care of, right? But how nice is that? It's taken care of. Do you worry about how Santa's going to deliver your gifts? No, it's taken care of. Let Santa deal with it, I like that. How's that? Should we say it's like God, universe, or Santa Claus? Santa Claus is doing it for you. I just had the most intuitive inner conversation that I can hear his voice. I was stunned. Then I replied by replying back out loud. Look at that, Draco. You know what? Inner conversations are so powerful, so powerful. And I tend to do a lot with them now as well, especially if my mind can't visualize. Corinne, you say you can't bask in something you don't believe. So what do you mean? What stops you from believing your desire is possible? You don't even have to believe it. It's just about doing it, you know? And when you say you've tried for 4 years and they don't work, do you mean the techniques? Because when people say, I've tried for 4 years, well, it's worked for you because you've remained in trying. And life only reflects you. The whole time I'm trying, I'm not being it. And that's the unfortunate thing with manifesting that people fail to see, is that you think that doing a load of techniques and doing affirmations and scripting all day should give you some sort of result, like it's a transaction. It's not a transaction. It doesn't matter. You could do it with do you know what? I've just decided this is done. And I live my life, and some manifestations take weeks, some take months, some take years. One of my SPs came back into my life after 7 years, an intention that I set. I did nothing different. I've got absolutely no resistance. But you're dealing with other people, and you're dealing with an intricate network of things that need to happen. I didn't need him to come back. I didn't care about him coming back. It was more about I set an intention and I let that unfold because I knew my worth. I knew my value. I know I'm unforgettable. I knew, so I kind of set a general intention, like all my exes come back. And of course they do, but some of them happen quicker than others. So 4 years, who's to say that you're not still on your bridge as well? And then if people are too attached to the outside, again, that's the problem. If you're doing methods to get something from the outside, you've missed the point. This is not what this law is about. It's not about let me do a technique and then bam, SP is going to show up, or my Ferrari is going to come in, or I'm going to suddenly have my mansion. No, it's about who do you say you are? And that's what you're going to continue to see in your life. It's perspective, it's based in science, it's every angle that you come at it, whether it's neuroscience or quantum physics or psychology or religion or CIA, no one disproves it. This is an actual phenomenon. You can't deny it. Whatever you say you are, you see. And that's it. That's what it is. Whatever you say you are, you see. Oh, Michael, it was a pleasure, darling. It's so good to see you. Exactly. Do you see yourself as the person who has it, or are you still manifesting? Those of you who are manifesting for something, you're going to be manifesting for the rest of your life. I don't even know what that means. What does it mean to be manifesting something? What, I keep doing techniques. Why am I doing techniques? Think of it this way. All of you have a name. You are not your name. It's just a bunch of letters put together to form a word that your parents had gifted you, or maybe you gifted it yourself. People change their names. It's not who we are at the very core of it. Now, you've made an assumption, a belief that that's your name, that's who you are, and people will call you by that name and you will answer to it. And that name comes with, yes, I'm Athena, I'm scared of spiders, and I love the beach, and I have all these elements of my concept of self, things that I have chosen for myself, beliefs about myself, right? All of us have this, and these are interchangeable. These change all the time. You're not the same person that you were when you were 5 years old to 10 to 20s to 30s, and you're always changing. Your desires, your tastes, and that change as well. But say like this name, I'm very certain that, yeah, okay, I am Athena, right? No matter what the world shows me, I remain Athena. Even on the days when people don't call me Athena, I'm not like, there's nothing that is showing me that I am Athena. It's an inner knowing that that's just what I am. Because I've chosen that for myself. I've just chosen and decided that is my name, right? So I'll just choose that. If someone calls me Sarah by accident, or they keep calling me Sarah, again, I'm not really swayed by that. I kind of think, what the hell, I'm a bit miffed by it, but I disregard it. I'm like, they've got it wrong, but I'm still going to remain as Athena. And that's what it is. I see life forever through the eyes of Athena, through everything I've said. I'm scared of spiders. Well, guess what? Every time I see a spider, I'll be petrified of it. If I was to change the story of the spider, which is what my sister is doing as well, she's like, yeah, I've got a little spider. I've given him a name and I've given him a little home. And I talk to him when I'm in the shower. And, we have a little thing going on. So she's made friends with the spider to help her with her phobia. Right? So now she's experiencing spiders in a very different way. Just like that. It's all about your perception, what stories you're telling yourself. And there's very, very effective ways to change your perspective, to change who you say you are. You can decide as quickly as you decide, I'm not Athena anymore today. I'm going to be Coco. That's my name, Coco now. Don't wear it out. So now from that moment on, I am Coco. And there might be some catching up in the 3D, which means that some people might still call me Athena. And I'll be like, no, Coco. In which case, okay, let the 3D catch up in its time. But that doesn't deviate from who I say that I am. And it's the same with everything. You want to get to that place of conviction whereby I don't need the 3D validation. I've already decided I'm going to get a new home. I don't need the 3D validation to tell me I'm going to get that new home. I've decided that that's what's going to happen. I don't need the 3D validation to tell me that I was going to be in a loving relationship. I decided that I feel that loving relationship now and it feels good and I feel fulfilled in that. And I really, literally, till I got to a point where I took myself off the dating apps and I sat there and I was like, you know what? I actually like this. I like being on my own. I better make the most of this single life. And I remember having that thought, I have to make the most of my single life because it's not going to last. That's truly what I thought. And then literally Joe comes in a couple of weeks after that. It's not a dependency on outside. As long as you are dependent on the outside to confirm who you are, then you are not it and you will never see it. And that's the thing that people get wrong. Techniques have no power. They're just there to get you to a point of A to B. But there's such a misconception and so many misteachings about this law that unfortunately it's keeping people stuck and people are there going, it doesn't work. Well, do we say that gravity doesn't work just because I'm not seeing it? Or I don't know, do we say that there's no oxygen because I don't see it and stuff? Or, certain things that people manifest, like something that might seem very normal, like I've manifested weight loss, but I had to starve myself and I had to go to the gym. Say that was your bridge of events. Well, people are like, well, that's not manifestation. You went to the gym, right? You starved yourself, yeah. But their assumption was that the only way they can lose weight is to go to the gym and to starve themselves because that's what they were taught. But it's still a manifestation. They still lost the weight. They still got their end result, right? But it's so normal. It's so normal to us. So who do you say you are? You have to think of it and your subconscious beliefs. So what manifests? That's the problem right there, because a lot of it is subconscious. So a lot of us are not even aware of the beliefs that we have. I love that Athena clause. Athena clause. So what I'm going to do is, 7 years. 7 actually is the number of completion, isn't it? In the Bible, it's quite symbolic, right? 111 likes now. Oh yeah. 115 likes now. So where am I at? I know I have to go for this live. Green Sneak, 15 years to next year. Where are you then? So it's coming up to about we're 10 minutes from 10 o'clock. So that's why I have to go and prepare for my Discord Q&A that we do. We get everyone to ask a question on that. So we'll be answering questions there and spending a bit of time. And then who knows, actually, we might still be on that call while the clock goes by midnight. Bringing the New Year's in style, right? What kinds of things can we say or do to embody being the winner? The winner of a house. Wow, Fireflies, are you applying to win a house or something? You know what, Helen Hadsell's story might inspire you, because that's what she did. She just decided that she was going to win that house, and she even created the blueprint for that house as well in preparation for it. She'd already seen the finished article. It's like me with this. I saw this house decorated. There was nothing in it. Even when I moved in, there was still nothing in it. because it took me a while to accumulate the furniture and stuff like that. But I'd already decorated it in my mind. I'd already decorated it. So start decorating your house. Actually, you guys are lucky because back in the day when I started manifesting, you know, internet was still new, and still all that dial-up and stuff like that. So I wasn't using it, and I didn't have a mobile phone as well, like back in those days and stuff when I started. But see, now you've got apps and you've got phones and you've got access to like Pinterest, and you can research homes and decorations and things like that to give you an idea, to help you with your vision. I didn't have all that. You see, I was relying on magazines and things. That's what I did, like with my weight loss journey, for example. Athena was changing her birth name to Coco. What do you reckon, Mark? I'd be like, Coco Raven. Coco Raven. That sounds like Bond. James Bond. Hello, I'm Raven. Coco Raven. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, you see, Shannon said as well, she won a house. So Helen Hadsell is, yeah, she's a good example of that as well. Thank you for the live. I have to go. You're welcome, Jessica. It was so good to see you, darling. It's so good to see you all. Thank you all for joining me, because I really wasn't sure that anyone would be around. But of course, you guys are always around. You guys are amazing. Now go and get your success, okay? 2025 is upon us. For some of you, it's already happened. For some of you, you'll be hungover, and some of you will be waking up going, oh, it's just another day. And I need to clean up. But whatever you're doing, have a go with that exercise that I gave you as well. You're asking Santa for your dreams and desires. Go back to being a playful child again that doesn't worry about the how or the when or the why or anything like that. Just make that statement of what it is that you want. Just being true to yourself. Ask for it like you're asking Santa, with the same excitement, knowing that that's what you're going to get, knowing that Santa's taking care of it. We're ready to rock. Josie's getting prepared. Stealing the shortbread cookies.
I'm giving it to Bean.
Bean, like, look at Bean.
He was stressed out over the fireworks.
He doesn't need any more cookies, this dog. Regards from Mexico. So happy New Year, everybody. I love you all. Thank you. Those of you donated as well. It's very sweet of you. Thank you, all of you, for having spent your time with me and with Joseph this evening. We appreciate you. We love you. I will release a video this week focusing on that whole topic of no movement and stuff. And I'm going to be releasing more of these videos that will explain things in ways that you have not heard of before, that will just make things click for you with any luck. But yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Joseph's got a mouthful of cookie now. I want one. Better get at them before they finish. Yes, Beanie. And it's time for you too, baby. You're such a good boy. Okay. Love you all. Thank you again. Good night and Happy New Year. Oh my God. The live just then, it was like 2 hours, 22 minutes, 22 seconds.
Perfect.
Just at that moment when I said that, it was 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. I think that is like a number for couples and things, isn't it? So there you go, guys. There you go. Right there. Love you all. Take care. And happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Bye, everyone. I'm going to save the live. I will. I'll save it. I'll get it. It'll be posted up so you can all come back to it. Catch you guys later. Catch you guys in the next video. Love you all. Bye.